What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if we're going to get LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga's release date on May 4th. May the 4th be with you, right? So I think this is a very high possibility. I know people have asked me to do this video, and as always, this is just speculation. This is just my opinion. If you don't agree, that is totally cool. But we're going to talk about that day, a little bit about the history of what's happening with this game on that day, and why I think it honestly is a pretty high possibility. Not that the game releases on May 4th, but that we get the game's release date on May 4th, just to make it very crystal clear to everybody, okay? So before I get too far in, make sure if you guys have not yet already, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you guys do like this video, just give it a like. Definitely helps the YouTube algorithm. And finally, if you want to follow me over on Twitter, Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. Link for it is in the description below. All right, so, last year, I believe it was last year, right, where there was the trailer that went out that had a release date in it. Had part of the, actually at the very end of it, I believe it had the release date, and then it was taken out. I think that was like a leaked trailer that people got to see. I remember I watched it. I know there was quite a buzz online about it, and they took that date off of it, and then they released the trailer with no date attached anymore. So it's not like nothing happens on May 4th. It's obvious, in case people don't know, it's a very big Star Wars day. And I talk about anniversaries. I talk about these kind of special dates quite often on this channel. And as I've said before, I don't think many publishers, developers care all that much. It is a special day, and May 4th isn't like an anniversary of let's say like a Lego game, right, where it's like, okay, you can announce the sequel on that date. It's not like that. And again, some developers and publishers care more about dates and anniversaries than others. May 4th, though, in terms of Star Wars, is a very special day, and it's a day where things do happen. There's announcements, there's reveals, stuff like that. They don't have to be the biggest things on planet Earth, and I mean, for the situation that LEGO Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, is in, it does make sense, in my opinion, to have some sort of, well, I don't know if you'd have like a final trailer, but maybe another trailer with a release date, or maybe just the release date. Now, to play devil's advocate, and to be fair, to make sure we're covering all the bases, well, number one, we know the game is delayed indefinitely. I mean, that's the factual way they delayed it, where it had a window, spring 2021, that it was supposed to release in, and they pushed it, but they didn't give a new one, in which it means it's delayed indefinitely. Now, they talked about how, obviously, they're not going to be able to reach that spring, area, and that the new launch date or window or whatever would be announced as soon as they possibly could. So, again, something to make sure that we're very clear on, just so nobody, calls me out on it, because I'm not like this. It's not like I'm insanely against delays. I don't, hate the fact that they delayed the game. If that's what they need to do, they need to do it. As long as the game comes out in a better state than it would have been, the delay is worth it. That's what I always try to say. So it's not like I'm demanding, and that's another thing people always say. They'll give us, and watch, people will say this in the comments, they'll give us the release date when they're ready. I never said I never said the opposite, okay? I'm just saying, is this date a possibility? Yeah. I think, to be fair to everybody, I do think there will be people that will demand it. And if the day comes and goes and we're on May 5th and we don't have the release date, I think there will be people that, not everybody, not even most people, but I think there will be people that will be very disappointed that they let that day go. And again, I understand it. Even I would personally say, my own opinion is, even if they don't do a release date, giving us something on that day would be cool. I mean, look, there's been interviews, there's been pictures, there's been, I believe, 2 trailers, but that's it. There's really not, we haven't had an extended, and unless there is one that I'm just, not seeing, we haven't had, an extended 10, 15-minute gameplay demo of, a specific section in a specific episode for this game. We've never seen it. Now, it's a combination of every single LEGO game we've ever gotten, obviously, on steroids, okay? But I would like to see it. Now, again, I'm not suggesting or saying that we would get that either on May 4th, but if they don't want to give a release date, I really don't think there's anything wrong with giving us a look at the actual gameplay, you know what I mean? So there's a couple they don't have to just do a release. They don't have to do just a release date. They don't have to do a release date, honestly, at all. They could do quite a few different things for May 4th, and I think it would be just fine. But again, you gotta balance, or you have to juggle the fact that, it was delayed. It probably was supposed to come out spring. They said spring. Spring, factually, in terms of like seasons, is only between like certain times. But I would imagine May was probably the month. Like if we want to just isolate a month, May was probably the month it was supposed to come out, and they probably realized it a good amount of time beforehand that they won't be able to, make it there. So for on May 4th, for them to say the new release date, it's tough because you'd also have people, and again, I understand this as well, if you give another release date and you delay it again, you become more like, I'm okay with delays. I'm fine with them. Delay it as many times as you want. That doesn't mean you are immune to being made fun of, to being criticized, because if you have multiple, which they've already had. I mean, this game has been delayed two or three times. Some of their delays are a little bit more sketchy than others, but the game has been delayed multiple times. So, and again, reasons are probably valid. I never said that they're not, right? But the fact is, it's been delayed quite a few times. And the more you do it, the more it just doesn't look good. Now, again, like you have like a Cyberpunk situation. Cyberpunk came out and was the laughingstock of like the entire world. It was the laughingstock beforehand because they delayed the game like 4 or 5 times, and every time people would make fun of them. Which, yeah, it's tough in that moment to like take that heat. But at the same time, releasing a product when it's ready to release is the primary thing you want to do. And I think more and more people are understanding that. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not like I'll make fun of it. I'll be like, okay, this is kind of annoying and this is kind of stupid that you keep doing it. So even I would say the next, this is what I guess it kind of boils down to. The next release date they give for this game better be, it's like I'm threatening them, but I'm really not, better be the actual release date. You know what I mean? I just think, and again, you can call that entitled. You could say, oh, Alex, that's where you step over the line. I mean, I'm just saying from like a personal kind of perspective, like it does get annoying. Some people thought the game was going to release last year, last May, last spring, last summer. This is when people thought, and now here we are a year later, which again, when we get the game, I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm very excited for it. I know a lot of my audience is very excited for it, so like I'm pumped. In terms of the game itself, I really have nothing negative to say about it. I'm just really excited and pumped for it. It's just the way they've handled it. So, I want a release date on May 4th. I think it's very possible we do get a release date. At the same time, if they're not ready, if they truly don't know, they're like, well, we could do July, but like maybe it gets delayed to like September. I'd actually prefer they just don't say anything. You know what I mean? Just keep it to yourself, and then when you can hit September 15th, and I don't even know if that's a Friday or Tuesday. I'm just throwing the date out. If you know for a fact you can hit that date and you feel good about it, that's when you can say it. You know what I mean? Don't say it if you feel like, well, we maybe could, but it's also very likely that we could delay it till October. Well, then just don't say it, because I don't really think delaying it over and over and over again, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It's necessary. It may be necessary for your game, and it may result in the best like end game or end like product that you could have for it, but that doesn't mean it's like a good thing in the moment, right? So let me know, guys, in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think that we get the release date on May 4th? Do you think we get something else? Do you think we get nothing? Let me know, as always, in the comments. Make sure, again, if you guys aren't already, you're subscribed, bell icon turn on. Give this video a like if you did actually like it. You can, again, follow me over on Twitter if you want to, PodcastNow15, and all my social media stuff, even besides Twitter, is in the description below if you guys want to check it out, okay? Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.